Hey guys, we're back with the fruit of the Spirit today. Remember, these are character traits that describe Jesus, and hopefully they describe us because we're in relationship with him. The fruit of the Spirit are a gift from the Holy Spirit that come when we know Jesus and we love him, which means that we have the Holy Spirit in us, helping us to be loving, joyful, peaceful, patient, kind, good, faithful, gentle, and to have self-control. We're down to our last two fruit, which means that today we are talking about gentleness. Now, I know that a few weeks ago I said that I think patience is one of the most difficult fruits for me, but I think gentleness is actually pretty up there on the list as well. When I say gentleness, what I mean is the quality of being kind, tender, or mild-mannered. We've already talked about what kindness looks like a few weeks ago, so we're going to focus on the second word in that definition, which is tender. I once took a class in college that put us into weekly small groups, and we were supposed to identify each time we met with our small group how we were feeling, and we were given this small list of words that we could choose to use to describe our feelings. This class was probably 10 years ago now, and all I remember, the only word I remember from this list was tender. Tender was an option for us to describe how we were feeling, and I remember that we all kind of laughed and made fun of the word. We were like, we're never gonna say that. We're never gonna feel that way. Except for we all did. At least once throughout the semester, each of us identified our feelings that day as tender. Tender didn't mean that we were weak or powerless. Tender didn't mean that we were feeling quiet or shy. When we said that we were feeling tender, what we meant was that we were feeling sensitive, that we felt an openness to the things that we were feeling, both good and bad. Feeling tender meant that we needed to choose to be gentle with ourselves because it seemed that everything we were feeling, it was right at the surface. It was ready to come out. And the opposite of being gentle is being harsh. Sometimes when we're feeling emotional, our reaction is to be harsh with ourselves, with other people. We snap at people for asking how we are. We tell half-truths, not actually quite answering the question. We beat ourselves up for not being okay. Proverbs 15:1 says this, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." I think we've all been in a situation where how we respond has the power to change the way the conversation will go. If we have a friend who is clearly hurting but is saying unkind things in an effort to push us away, we have two choices. We can respond harshly, saying unkind things back, reacting out of a defensiveness instead of compassion. Or we can respond with gentleness, with an openness or a sensitivity to how the other person might be feeling. When we choose to respond with gentleness, we make room for the feelings our friend is having. This actually goes for anyone, really, including yourself. When you mess something up or you forget something, but you respond to yourself with gentleness, with that kindness, that room for yourself, you make room for yourself to take a breath, to start over, to try again. Being gentle doesn't mean that we let people walk all over us because there is a strength to gentleness. And that strength comes from the fact that it is a choice. You get to choose how to respond to people. You get to choose how to interact with others. It's actually really brave to be tender, to be open to how you're feeling. Being gentle is finding strength in who God created you to be and then using that strength to make room for others. This is exactly how Jesus was. In Matthew 11:28-29, it tells us that Jesus said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Did you catch that last part? Jesus was asking people to let him teach them, explaining that because he was humble and gentle at heart, that they would find rest for their souls. Rest, space. He would make space for them. So let's be people who do that. Let's be people who offer gentleness to our friends, to our families, and to ourselves so that we can rest in who we are and what we have.